Hello, good folks. I'm Carol Omar Behan, along with a few dragons handy, welcoming you to the Dragons interactions and messages for February 23rd to March 1st. And it's been an interesting time getting this whole thing going. The Mercury retrograde, which is part of the energies coming right along. We're certainly in the shadow of it, and it's going to come on full steam by next week. So I had an entire video put together, and then it didn't go anywhere. So here I am yet again, as if you heard anything from the other one. So, how are you all in this rather crazy, wonderful time? An expression that I fall back on when life gets a little, whatever it is. So, welcoming you and getting on track with this, along with these marvelous ones that are here. Giving initially to start this, my grateful thanks for, oh my gosh, so many views of last week's video. The dragons cavorting with that fire horse really got along, got around. They got along as well. And it was another of the videos that went viral in the sense of the number of views, both on Substack and on YouTube. Thank you very much, all who tuned in. It was just marvelous to read the comments and generous feedback that was shared, especially through YouTube. And another aspect of the YouTube channel is the community page. So I'm going to go to that at the moment. And so for those of you who are seeing these on Substack, or even for those of you as YouTube viewers unaware of it, there is a community page which is viewable by everyone, regardless of a Substack connected person or a YouTube person happening on to this. A number of you commented how something drew you in some way, and the video of last week with the cavorting dragon horse and the oh, dragon horse. Well, there it is. Because on the community page, yes, the dragons cavorting with the fire horse really gathered up a lot of you and brought you into view that video. So there was that. And I think this new dragon here that's in the stable of dragons that are within this place of mine, I think that a name that makes sense to give to this one is Longma. So there, in that community page post, you saw what I came across right after recording last week's video of this fabulous dragon horse. Who knew? I didn't. And the message that came along with it is there for you to see. The more that I get to enjoy my collaboration with dragons, along with the other guides and companions with which I share this spiritual adventure of my life, it kind of it just gobsmacks you after a while, the beautiful synchronicities and things that are brought along for you. These videos have certainly been part of it. So I want to go back to offer some background for people who are completely new to this or are fairly new to this. And as you're getting started with maybe sharing, or rather coming within more of these videos, seeing them, sharing them, that. So what entitles me to sit here and talk with you about them? It's certainly in part that I am backed up by and given this incredible resource of dragon wisdom cards of Val Young. So check out her link below. It's certainly a reason. Once these dragons became active with me, they were certainly nudging me to offer some of their messages online. I've done other YouTube channelings or channels of the past. You can see them there. But the dragons are really wanting to be a part of things now. So let me give you the origin story, you might say, of how I came to be this dragon message sharer here on this channel. It doesn't qualify me to answer some of the questions you ask because my sole kind of vision for this is something to share the message as they come along. I don't, I will never pass myself off as some kind of a guru of dragons. I certainly can't do that. The dragons will do that for you. But this is how it began. Some years ago now, but in 2017, I had this marvelous opportunity to go to Paris with my family. I already was delighted to encounter magical creatures and beautiful ones of the realms other than the 3D one. We apparently are mostly a part of most of the time. And dragons were in my understanding and appreciation. But it was when I was in Paris that I met a dragon. We were there just overnight initially, somewhat jet lagged for our first morning, and off we went on a walking tour. I stayed at the back of the group of us, about 25, a lot, mostly of Americans and Canadians, getting their orientation to the city with these two wonderful young people offering us this walking tour. So there we were going, it was a beautiful day, and walking along a boulevard with a fairly wide stretch of grass, whatever, lawn between the sidewalk and the busy, busy street. Many places along that boulevard on this expanse of lawn and shrubs and that kind of thing were monuments, almost all of them for some sort of military conquest or military figure. We passed by any number of them, and I happened to catch sight of one that we will be coming to fairly shortly that was a little unique because on a rearing horse with a sword in his hand was that military person. But the whole of that statue was mounted on a boulder, a natural base, not something that was geometric or carved in any of that kind of way, but a boulder. So it drew my eye. And as we came up closer to it, and I'm saying again, I was at the back of this group, I was kind of lingering and looking around more, taking my time. I couldn't take my eyes off that boulder. Now we were right there with it just 15 feet away, and I stopped because what I saw, and I kind of blinked my eyes, crouching within the boulder was a dragon. Think back, some of you, to what you saw on the community page of just the last day or two. And a number of you said how enthused you were to hear more about it. That photo that you see is certainly of a stone dragon. It very much resembles what I was looking at there on that morning in Paris. And I've seen some wonders in my life, and so I was in full belief that what I was seeing was a dragon crouched and in the shape of this boulder. As I looked, it opened its eyes and looked at me and spoke with me within my intuitive hearing and said, "You can see me." And I could hear the delight. So I replied, "Yes, I can see you." Back to me said, "Not many of you can see us, but you can." I checked to see how far away the group had gotten, and I knew I needed to walk right up to it, and I knew I was being given permission to do so. So I walked quickly across the grass that separated us, and as I approached, it simply became more fully detailed its beautiful eyes and its gentleness and its enthusiasm that I was there close. And it invited me to lean down and touch the side of its face, of its head. And I could feel it so much looks like that picture you see. So have a look at the community page to see what it is. And it was such a beautiful heart connection. I looked again to see where the group was, and they really were getting a little bit further away. So I apologized and I said, I can't stay. I need to go. It continued with this final message and the whole idea of an unspoken guarantee that we would be in communication says to me as I parted, we are returning because you need our help. So it just was so audible and to me in my heart. And I hurried away. I looked back one more time. Had I imagined it? Oh my goodness, no. There it still was, looking at me with such love. So knowing dragons wanted to help us, knowing this beautiful dragon had revealed itself to me, I pursued from that point on further understanding of who and what the dragons might be. And indeed, they are here to help us. During this past week, as I realized I would want to give that story again, especially for the benefit of those of you just tuning in and wondering where this might lead you, that is my offering to you of how they are so desiring of wanting to be present to us again. If you're tuning in and you've listened this far, you already have some wonderful guides, whether they be angels, whether they be soul or power animals, cats. So you probably see a little bit of one back here, making herself comfortable. I think that's the reason the first video didn't quite gel together at the end. She was right around the keyboard as I finished. Who knows? There's always a reason for everything. But the dragons is offering themselves to us as allies. Steadfast. Oh, yes, she really is. She's right over my shoulder now. Her name is Luna, quite appropriately for my interest in all of that beautiful moon stuff. Back to the dragons. As all who seek to help us, and especially the dragons, offering themselves to us as companions and allies. The word that came to me over and over in these last few days was they are our steadfast allies. I have been given yet another resource to share with you through the work of a marvelous person who works with the dragons, Val Young. Her information is below, and it's her Dragon Wisdom cards, a very generous 92 card deck, and each and every one of the dragons that are shown here. And this is her art of the dragons who connected with her, and each and every one gave her a message. And through the marvels of the World Wide Web, I came across Val Young and her Dragon Wisdom cards. So that's where it is. And no, I am not a person who has more to say and offer to you than just what you're hearing. What the community page offers, and again, you need to actually subscribe to the channel to be able to make a post, but it's a wonderful place to post the stories you have about dragons for yourselves, to ask questions and see who amongst the people in the community may well have something to share in response. So there's where that is. Again, thank you so very much for the involvement and increasingly liveliness of so many, many, many of you marvelous folks out there drawn to know more about dragons and share with us and with one another your experiences. We are all in this together. Oh, we are so all in this together, and we share one heart. So the dragons, consorting with the fire horse, cavorting with the fire horse, more of the case, they brought forward, and this was the card last week, and you will hear, I'm not going to reread it, you can go back to the video, but study, if you will, for a moment, that beautiful dragon of the dance, who wanted to be a part of the lunar eclipse message and the fire horse initiating of the year, speaks, or rather holds within its wings, that incredible cauldron of light, the fire horse light coming through. So it's there for you to go back and listen to watch again. And the cards the dragons wanting to be a part of this week's messages are these two, and you will hear the connection, the wonderful one, with the dragons of the dances message last week. Here are the words of Ishkaba. You're going to like these. I am Ishkaba, daughter of Ishka. In my awakening dance, I bring joy. With my soul spiraling, I energize all flows with the golden light of the divine. Shall we do a celestial dance, you and I, and let the radiance of our hearts shine throughout all creation, a soul soaring dance of joy. All righty, it's a dance party. Not as if we don't have things to contend with which are the opposite, but here is the energy and the flow of support of the dragons who know that they're offering their help to help us in navigating these times and how it is we're going to move through. As was said, and you can go back and read the whole thing, but just referring back to what a lot of you noticed of the dragon horse and its message is that the force that's arriving with a dragon horse, and there is that, it's a beautiful Chinese creature. It is pushing through, it helps to push it. It is the force, I'll read it, I won't try to read around it. It is the force that pushes through fear, stagnation, and inherited structures, making room for justice, breath, and new possibility. This year is so marvelous in its possibilities. We have come through the shedding of so much in the year 2025, the year of the wood snake, and now we are latching on to resources, inspiration, community to help us move through to these marvelousnesses of justice, breath, and new possibility. And so the other of the dragons, the guardian of the portal, because we are in the portal of the eclipse season, last week's arrival of the fire horse and the total solar eclipse, through this 2-week interval that includes Mercury retrograde getting underway, it cast its presence into the prior video, which is now deleted and long gone. And hopefully this one is going to come to your attention. And then we have the full moon of next week with the total lunar eclipse. So we'll talk about that next week. Here is the guardian of the portal. I am the guardian of this portal, the one that is hidden behind all the veils and that is finally visible to you. It makes me think of the dragon in Paris. I'm just knowing. Finally visible. You can see us. You can see me. And I said, oh, yes. I'm not the only one. Finally visible to you. Sunshine yellow and rainbow white. I shimmer in the golden light. Courage, dear one, as you spread your wings. Gather momentum and dive through this final barrier, leaving all thought of self behind. Bravely piercing into the unknown. Trust your heart. Trust your heart. And follow me through. Freedom awaits you. Thank you, beautiful dragon guardian of the portal. Thank you, beautiful Ishkaba. Thank you, dragon of the dance. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for helping these videos go further, tweaking that algorithm by your likes, short comments, sharing stories, sharing the video. An incredible time we are in. None of us are here by accident. We are here now to assist in this marvelous transformation, starting with ourselves and joining with others who are in this similar transformation process and coming together to bring forth these new possibilities. And it is a marvelous, delightful, and joyful time. Know all that this is so. Thank you again so very much. Laughing now about the fact I would hope, as it would be, that you are actually getting to see it this time. And thank you very much for watching through all of it, enjoying what's offered. And thank you for joining in this wonderful, because we're a community. Even if you don't respond, know that you are a part of it. But we'd love to hear from you. When I say we, speaking for my dragon, speaking for the others of this community. So, given the fact that I don't have to go out and shovel much snow, because what I didn't say was that quite incredible blizzard, which only brushed us up here on this part of the Catskills. So I just need to go out and put some more seed out for the birds. It's a darn cold day the day after the blizzard, which just brushed us a little bit. Wherever it is you are, if the blizzard impacted you, I hope that you're recovering from it well and carefully, and go out and make a snow person and have some fun with Jinsa, the dragon of the snow. All right, I'm done for this week. And I look forward to seeing many, many of you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. From all of the beautiful, magical ones of Light Spring Glen and these amazing dragons, all the best to you in this week, and much love for now. Take good care from Light Spring Glen.